Now shifting focus to the COVID fight in Karnataka. Let's quickly take you through this particular 22-year-old industrial plant, which is now playing a vital role in saving lives within the state of Karnataka as well as the surrounding states. They produce tons of liquid oxygen, medical oxygen there in that particular plant. Nolan Pinto takes us through here.
In the month of April and even in May, many hospitals in Bengaluru and other districts were starved of medical oxygen as the number of COVID cases began to rise exponentially. Patients were struggling to find oxygen beds and many also lost their lives due to lack of such beds. JSW Steel in Ballari began to supply liquid medical oxygen to meet medical requirements of state governments and hospitals for treating COVID-19 patients by cutting down on its crude steel production by 7 to 8%. Today, the 4 oxygen plants on the sprawling 8,000-acre JSW campus supply more than 800 metric tons of liquid medical oxygen on a daily basis. The steel authorities had to first figure out on how to reduce the consumption of oxygen that is used in the production of steel and channelize it towards producing more liquid oxygen and augment the number of cry tankers.
We have almost 10,000 tons capacity per day, but it is a gaseous form because we use as a gaseous form for the steel purpose. But for emergency purpose, we generate 5 to 7% liquid, that is as a backup.
At the plant, oxygen tankers can be seen waiting to enter and get filled with precious liquid medical oxygen. It is a meticulous process that needs to be followed.
45 minutes is spent right over here where they are filled with liquid oxygen. That's medical liquid oxygen. So it's on a weighbridge now. This 20-ton cryogenic tanker is parked. Purity and pressure is checked. Then the pumping of liquid oxygen takes place. In fact, just next to it is this huge tank containing liquid oxygen.
The tanker comes in after entering into our gate, which is around 5 to 6 kilometers away from here. Then the tanker runs at a speed of 20 kilometers per hour. That is very much ensured. It is a safety requirement.
The officials also showed us a sample of the liquid medical oxygen that is being supplied throughout the state and how important it is to handle this product with utmost care.
These people are our COVID warriors who work behind the scenes, making sure that liquid medical oxygen is produced day in and day out so that our families are all safe. With video journalist Madhuwar, Nolan Pinto for India Today.
Here we're looking at JSW Steel further utilizing all the excess oxygen produced. Apart from the 800 metric ton of oxygen being supplied, the excess oxygen goes back to catering to the same hospital that they've set up to help COVID patients. Let's take a look.
Lending its might in the fight against the highly infectious second wave of the novel coronavirus, steel major JSW Steel has built a makeshift 1,000-bed facility with oxygen at Toranagullu, about 30 kilometers from Ballari. This COVID care facility gets uninterrupted oxygen supply from the JSW Steel production unit. The entire infrastructure was developed in 15 days flat and thrown open to the public on May 19th. The idea of setting up the COVID care center is largely because of the easy availability of oxygen. There are 4 oxygen plants on the sprawling 8,000-acre JSW campus, which are now supplying more than 800 metric tons of liquid medical oxygen on a daily basis. There was also the problem of hospitals and industries running out of storage for oxygen. There are insufficient tankers and tanks to store oxygen in the refilling units, hospitals and other places. This COVID care center was set up to put the excess oxygen produced to the good use.
We have put all our resource, how we can build 1,000 bedded oxygenated beds where we can supply oxygen from the plant by putting a pipeline. And that's why this idea got implemented within a short period of the 15 days.
What you see over there, that's the last step. So over the road, and then the pipelines are laid. You can clearly see them over here. medical oxygen. This is what it is. And then it just proceeds right over here. It is at this point that it is routed inside to the COVID care center, and all the 1,000 beds over there get individual. In fact, each bed gets supply of oxygen individually, and all from the steel plant.
In this way, transportation of oxygen, which is difficult and time consuming because it is highly inflammable, is completely done away with. There are 3 halls in the facility, each having more than 300 beds. While one hall has already been filled, the others are ready waiting to treat those COVID patients in need of oxygen.
Now what's interesting is this. This is the oxygen flow meter. This is for this patient. This is for the other patient. But what's interesting is that there are no cylinders over here. It's all piped, you can clearly see. You have an extensive pipeline running across this COVID care center, and all this comes directly from the steel plant, 5 kilometers away.
Furthermore, every minute detail has been looked into the center, from fire safety measures, doctor rooms and much more. There are also surveillance cameras from where officials can keep track of what is going on in the halls. To run this mammoth center, there are 75 doctors, close to 50 nurses, Group D workers, revenue staff, along with hundreds of others working in 3 shifts.
As of today, we have a 168 admissions. 168. And then we have already discharged 5 patients. And then nearly today we have around 15 patients ready to discharge. And then around 18 cases we are referred to the higher census who required mechanical ventilation.
So the idea of bringing oxygen directly from the steel plant to the patient over here has been achieved, because no patient should suffer due to lack of proper oxygen supply. Now every life is precious and everything should be done in order to save a life. With video journalist Madhuwar, Nolan Pinto for India Today.
We do know that the world over, people have been battling COVID surge. Of course, at a time like this, India right now, which is struggling, there's a huge vaccine shortage. It seems like NRIs mainly have been stranded due to this shortage of supplies. Many of them working abroad who haven't got the jabs aren't being able to get back to work because their country wouldn't allow them without the 2 jabs. Let's take a look, listen here at this report, Mangaluru NRI community.
I need the job very badly right now. The situation is such that I have to reach there. But only thing is that right now I'm not finding vaccine anywhere. All this is making really worried and frustrated.
Arif works in the Gulf and is visiting Mangaluru for the delivery of his baby. Now a proud father, Arif's job is in jeopardy due to vaccine shortage. His employers are demanding vaccination certificates before resuming work.
This was my new job after a long time, because last year also it was very bad. So this was a new job. So I had to reach there by this month start, that is 1st of this month. But what happened is I'm stuck here, and my employer also is not waiting for me. He is not responding.
Do you need the first jab only or both the jabs?
Both the jabs also. Okay. Things are getting worse more than expected. Yeah.
Okay.
Thousands of NRIs in Mangaluru are helpless due to non-availability of vaccines. Mushtaq has been working in the Gulf all his life. His family is happy for the extended break, but he is anxious.
अभी मैं यहाँ किए 6 महीना हुआ, तो उधर बैठ के उधर फ्लाइट का प्रॉब्लम था, इसीलिए मैं बाद में इंतज़ार करके चार्टर फ्लाइट में इधर आया. इधर आने के बाद थोड़ा नॉर्मल था, बाद में लॉकडाउन हुआ, फ्लाइट भी बंद हुआ. पहले वैक्सीन के बिना जा सकता था, लेकिन अभी उधर से जो सऊदी जो रूल्स है, बिना वैक्सीन का अलाउड नहीं है, इसीलिए वैक्सीन कंपलसरी है. तो हम लोग इधर वैक्सीन नहीं मिल रहा है, वो लोग बिना वैक्सीन को नहीं छोड़ रहा है.
आपका फर्स्ट डोज मिल गया?
नहीं, फर्स्ट डोज किधर मिल गया, फर्स्ट डोज ही नहीं मिल रहा है इधर.
Mohammed is also sailing in the same boat. He's got pending projects in Saudi and cannot afford to stay in India any longer.
We are working abroad. Our bread and butter is in abroad. So I request the government to provide the proper necessary vaccines to the people, especially for us because, our family and we depend on, Gulf.
Work visa is only available if the applicant can produce vaccine certificate for both doses. As countries reopen for business, the vaccine crunch has left lakhs of NRIs who are in India helpless. Nabila Jamal for India Today in Mangaluru.
Here, while we see how people have been struggling with the COVID surge, it somehow looks like the Tibetan monasteries located in Karnataka's Coorg just managed to do it so well, effortlessly so. Not a single monk in the 10,000 odd monk community living in that area have been affected by COVID. Let's take a look at this report.
Tibetan monks in Karnataka's Bailakuppe have been under a self-imposed lockdown ever since the pandemic broke early last year. They haven't stepped out of their monasteries for more than a year, nor have they allowed anybody in. This Tibetan establishment, located near Kodagu, is a picture of total calm. In normal times, scores of visitors would have been entering its doors, driven by the monastery's spiritual aura. But ever since the virus began its rampage, the monks have imposed a strict ban on outsiders. A tough decision, but one which has paid off.
We have a fence everywhere around the monastery, and we have locked everywhere inside. That's why we don't have contact with outsider.
Okay.
And those who have contact with outsider, they are all vaccinated.
They're not supposed to come out. That's why they don't get infected. Only a few, I think they get the permission or something, they come out, and who stay outside the monks, only they are not supposed to come out. Other all just stay back inside. I think it's for like the past 1.5 years, they're back inside there now.
Do you have your own hospitals here in your own setup?
We have I think 3 hospitals around here.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Even when the state government relaxed lockdown restrictions last year, the Tibetan settlement did not let down their guard. All what they need is delivered at the door.
365 days वो तो लॉकडाउन शुरू करके 365 डेज पूरा लॉकडाउन वो कर रहा है. ऐसा लॉकडाउन तो इंडिया में किधर भी नहीं है.
ये अंदर
ही बैठता है, अंदर ही बैठता है. बाहर कोई भी नहीं आएगा. कुछ आइटम होना बोलने से ऐसा फोन करता है, हम लेके जाके डिलीवरी देते हैं.
Besides the monks, there's a population of 40,000 Tibetans living in the settlement. Very few were even venturing out of their homes.
1 week, 2 days, we can go outside to buy a grocery.
Okay, you can step out?
Yeah. Only for 2 days.
Okay.
Yeah, Tuesday and Friday.
Okay.
Yeah.
And till where can you go?
Yeah, there.
But nobody's allowed otherwise inside?
No. Indian people will go outside that side, Bailakuppe, and we are Tibetan colonies here only.
So, is isolation the only reason?
Isolation is the most important thing, I think, here.
Yeah.
Means we don't have such a specific diet or some specific power or something like that. Maybe most probably we are not much affected. That maybe the main reason is probably due to this one, isolation only.
Like we are normally eating.
Yeah?
Yeah, normal what we are eating before coronavirus. Mostly we all drink like hot water.
Oh.
Yeah, that will reduce the coronavirus.
वो लोग कोरोना के लिए कोरोना भागना बोल के वो लोग क्या कर रहे हैं, ऑलरेडी प्रिपेयरिंग करने के लिए वो लोग दालचीनी, लौंग, इलायची, ऐसा वो सैफरन ऐसा पूरा मिला के कषाय बना रहा है. हमारा कन्नड़ आदमी बनाते हैं ना कषाय, ऐसा तो एक कषाय बना के वो कषाय दे रहा है सब लामा को, हर लामा को.
The chanting of prayers from inside the monasteries has drawn many to its doors, including the VIPs. But the Tibetans are firm on their diktat. Nobody comes in, nobody goes out.
How to precisely follow COVID protocols and stay away from the virus? We'd say learn it from the Tibetan community settled here in Bailakuppe, Kodagu, Karnataka. 5 lakh odd population around this area and very few cases of COVID-19. But what's really commendable is that there are about 10,000 monks here living in these monasteries, not a single case of COVID-19. They've not stepped out for 1.5 years out of their temple homes. Whatever they need, they make a phone call and it all comes to their doorstep. But that hasn't deterred them from carrying out social service indeed. They've just through phone phone calls, set up huge relief camps, distributed food kits to thousands of families around the vicinity who are now thankful of their service here. They surely are leading by example. With camera person Pawan Kumar, Nabila Jamal for India Today, Kodagu. Now shifting focus to Chennai, one of the government's premier healthcare institutions called Stanley Government Hospital has now come up with quite a unique way to end the waiting period for those patients receiving COVID treatment. Now a quick triaging is conducted of patients right while they enter the center. Just to reduce the waiting time, they've given color-coded cards which specify if the patients need minimal care or intensive care. A makeshift tent with over 100 oxygen beds equipped with concentrators there has already been set up inside Bharti's Women's College adjacent to Stanley Hospital. Medical teams, they check patients inside the ambulance itself, and then based on the result their patients are given color-coded cards. Depending on the test results, patients are moved to hospitals within 3 minutes time. So there's no waiting period here at all. In a horrifying day, this in fact report brought by Akshya. Let's take a quick look.
The patient can wait maximum 10 to 15 minutes they will wait. We will cut short that waiting time by giving this card, so they need not wait in the ambulance area, so they will straight away go to the particular blocks, they will get treatment immediately. So they need not wait in the ambulance bay or any delay ward. Initially the patient's waiting time is almost half an hour to 1 hour. Now we have reduced to within 10 minutes they will reach the designated areas.
The most important factor for any patient, especially COVID-affected patient, is to reduce the time taken for testing and analyzing. And that is what Stanley Hospital, in the government hospital in Tamil Nadu, has gone ahead, and they have they decided to go ahead with something called as mobile triaging. What they're going to do is that they're going to make the ambulance come immediately over there, which will be parked over there, and these officials who are wearing PPE kits will directly go to that place, do the triaging there as well, which means like check their respiratory factor, check their use pulse oximeter, and also find about oxygen saturation, and immediately, without wasting any time, they would be categorized based on their condition into 5 different categories, and these categories will be immediately moved. If the patient requires ICU care, immediately they'll be taken into the hospital, or else if they require only COVID care center kind of like facility, what they have done is also they have created a mobile unit at this spot. 100 beds, all each and every bed with its own oxygen concentrator has been placed on this location. We have 4 important hospitals, and currently Stanley Hospital is the one which has started it. There you could see these are the beds, those are the oxygen concentrators, and this is a complete makeshift tent that has been kept over here, and this is a kind of like a kind of an infrastructure that has been created to make sure that COVID patients are provided assistance as soon as possible. With video journalist Divyan, Pramod Madhav for India Today.
Well, on that note, it's a wrap on this bulletin. For some good news, we seem like the COVID numbers across the country are slightly seeing a drop in cases. You stay home and stay safe.